Let me get it right out. Captain Miller is a winning movie. Captain Miller, as Annalisen, played by Dhanush, is an ordinary young man from an oppressed caste hamlet that is ruled by a local king, who is an unwilling puppet of the British Raj. Dhanush's brother, the rebel leader Sengolan, is played by Shivaraj. The people of that village built the temple for a rebel leader who saved their village named Koronar 600 years ago, which later became a Shiva temple. But the very people who built the temple were never allowed to step into it. This has been going on for hundreds of years. British took over the country, but nothing much changed for these villages. Miller and Sengolan are the young bloods of that village now. When Miller's brother Sengolan or Shivaraj arrives in the village for a local festival, authorities follow him to capture since he is a wanted freedom fighter. While he escapes, their mother dies due to a mishap. Distraught by the death of his mother and a heartbreak, Miller decides to join the army as he believes that it is better to serve the Britishers than be ill-treated by the king. Dhanush, who joins as Eason in the army, is rechristened as Miller there. After going through a traumatic event where he is forced to shoot his own people, Miller kills his British group commander and lives a nomadic life until he is taken into a rebel group. The story has a couple of layers to it, and this story talks about the villages who fight two battles. One against British colonialism and two against this country-bred casteism. This is a story of a fight against oppression. Miller, when he talks to his brother Sengolan before joining the army, tells him that he joins the army because the Britishers give him the respect that his countrymen do not. The local king banned the villagers from entering the temple, a very common casteist phenomenon in pre-independence India and even in some places to date. And in the conversation with his brother, Miller says that even if the Britishers leave, they'll still remain oppressed by the casteist kings who ill-treat them. Oppressors may change, but the oppressed remain the same. Frustrated by all that, Miller joins the army. And journey of Captain Miller starts there. Arun Matheshwaran's period drama is a masterclass on how to make a story-strong action film. Nagooran Ramachandran's editing keeps the movie's pace tight, and Siddhartha's cinematography is a treat to watch on the big screen. Apart from Dhanush, who absolutely nailed his performance, Prakash's background score is nothing short of brilliance. Everyone performed commendably, from Nivedita Satish, who played a dacoit named Quil, and Priyanka Arulmohan, who played the role of a doctor/rebel, made their fair contribution to the story, and they did a really good job at that. Every supporting actor nailed their role, and I feel bad for not mentioning their names due to the time constraints. Shivaraj character is sure to deliver applause on screen with great performance, but the depth of his character Sengolan felt flat. However, it is refreshing to see the Kannada superstar sharing the screen with Tamil stars yet again after his blockbuster performance in Jailer. His presence, dare I say, felt similar in this movie. There's a lot we could talk about the story, and Arun Mathesh's mix of simple stories with powerful and captivating visuals is something we have seen before. His Sani Kaidam and Rocky were critically acclaimed, and after Rocky, he is recognized as a strong action filmmaker who can actually deliver an action film that does not require us to dumb and numb our minds and ears. Arun's use of black and white scenes in between the narrative, which we have noticed in Nolan's films, has become a recurring style in Arun's filmography. And I can't appreciate the dialogue enough. Brevity is the soul of wit, they say, and Arun Mathesh seems to have completely internalized it. No over-the-top, highly dramatized long monologues, but short and sharp sentences that just pierce. Dialogues packed so tight that it could become a black hole. And on a side note, if you are a fan of the early vintage Nortons and Triumphs, there are scenes that will for sure excite nerds like us. The opening scene and the interval cut were just amazing. The camera work in the first half of the movie had so many varieties, from extreme close-ups to drone shots, and every choice of shot drew us more into the character and the narrative. Prakash adding that short piece of Beethoven's symphony was just cherry on top of the top tier score. But this movie is not without its flaws. The slightly tiring action sequence with what seemed like an unlimited supply of ammo did distract me. And the near perfect makeup of Priyanka Arulmohan at the peak of a war did not sit well with the scene and the mood. Shivaraj cameo, though is bound to draw a lot of applause, felt flat. But that could be very much subjective. Maybe he'll get a backstory in the hinted second part. And to conclude, Captain Miller is a well-crafted action entertainer made for the big screen that will definitely entertain you this moment.